Alright, this video is going to go over training principles and tips for developing a good push-up. The push-up, as I explained earlier, is a great exercise for developing upper body strength, but also your trunk and your core strength. Oftentimes people describe the push-up as a core stability exercise, and I truly believe that. Now what you're going to do depends on your fitness level, where you're going to start. You may need to start with an assisted push-up, which I'm going to show you. A push-up on a wall, come lower down to a bench, and then down to a floor. 4 push-ups are fairly easy for you. Then what you can do to progress it is elevate your feet. You can do push-ups on a Swiss ball, where the ball is under your legs or feet. And you can also do push-ups with a weight vest. Normal flat push-up with a weight vest, or even with your feet up on a bench to increase that load, to improve your strength and stability. Now, a good way to develop strength is to do a low number of repetitions with a good amount of load. So again, it depends on what position you're doing push-ups in. You can apply these principles to the assisted push-up, push-up on a wall, or bench, the floor, whatever the case may be. A good way to do it would be every day do 8 push-ups, no matter what position you're in. If 8 push-ups are pretty easy, then what you want to do is move on to the next progressive or more difficult position. And then once a week, try to do as many push-ups as you possibly can. Just one set. So every day, do 8 push-ups. Then once a week, try to do as many as you can. And then keeping in mind that you want to improve or increase the difficulty level based on how easy it is to do those 8 repetitions. So if 8 repetitions is really easy, make sure you increase the load, the demand, by elevating your feet or whatever the case may be in the progression. Now, before I go through the progression of different types of push-ups, I want to point out the importance of form and technique when you do push-ups. A couple things to remember. You want to make sure that your body is level as possible, no matter whether you're up against the wall or all the way to the floor. You don't want any sagging to go in your low back. You don't want that rear end way up in the air. You want to do an abdominal brace where you just tighten your abdominal muscles, give you a lot of support around the trunk. You want to pull your shoulder blades down and back, engage those lats. It's really important, where you just pull those shoulder blades down. When you're in the push-up position and you're ready to come up, you can squeeze the surface you're on, whether it's a bench or the floor. That it really tightens things up and gives you a little extra power. You want to inhale as you go down and exhale as you come up. Also, you don't want to go down too deep. So typically you want to go to where the elbows come to 90 degrees and the head is up. You don't want it curved down. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate here on the bench. Good technique. Hands on the bench. Feet back. Your hands are about just outside your shoulders. And then your rear end down so your whole body is straight line flat. Tighten your stomach. Pull your shoulder blades down and back. Go down. Down. Again, you don't want your head way down this way. You want it pretty straight and up. Come up and down. So each time you do a push-up, go through all of those little points of good form, good technique, and apply it to each position and progression that I'm going to show you here in a minute. I'm going to show you the assisted push-up. This is a good technique to use if you're just starting out, just learning to do push-ups, just starting to train for them. What you do is you can use some tubing with 2 handles like this, where you actually attach up into a door. You can see it attached right here. What that's going to do is unload you. That's going to assist you in going down and coming up in the push-up. Now let me go ahead and show you. Okay, so what you want to do is go ahead and place your tubing up in the door. And then you get inside the tubing. It's padded here to help protect you. Put it right around your waist. And remember, as you're doing these assisted push-ups, you want to mentally think about the form that you're doing that I explained earlier with the good shoulder position, abdominals tight. So you go ahead and go down. Up and down. As you can see, the tubing unloads your weight. It makes it a lot easier for you to start training those push-ups. Now, the next progression after the assisted push-up is to use a different level of height. You could use a wall, a table, a bench, something like that. Your goal is to slowly come down to a regular floor position. So I'm going to go ahead and show you here on the bench. Again, think about all those different points of form and technique as you're doing this. Shoulder blades down, stomach tight. Go ahead and place your hands on the surface you're using. It could be a table again. Hands right outside the shoulders. Get a straight line with your back and rear end. Shoulder blades down. Up and down. And again, do 8 repetitions. Do it every day. If the 8 repetitions are easy, then you need to make it more difficult by going down to the floor. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay, moving on and progressing the push-up, we're going to go ahead and get on the floor. So this is the push-up shown on the floor. Then I'm going to progress with the feet up and on a Swiss ball. What you do, go ahead, get in the push-up position. And again, check all those points for good form, good technique. That's the floor push-up. Make it more difficult, elevate your feet. And again, you can play with the amount of height that you do in elevating your feet. Start out low, and then progress it up higher. So this is what it looks like with your feet elevated. And then the next progression, using a Swiss ball, stability ball. Start on your stomach. Roll out. Up and down. And walk back. To make it even more difficult, you can go out farther. The ball is on your feet. A certain level of instability because the ball moves around. Greater demand on the core, greater demand on stability through your shoulders as well. At this point, what you want to do to make it even more difficult would put a weight vest on. You can use a weight vest and just a regular flat push-up with your feet elevated or even on a Swiss ball. Now that's a nice progression for training push-ups. And again, what I like to do is use 8 repetitions as a maximum. Do that every day. If the 8 repetitions are easy, make it more difficult. Go to another level. That next level, you may only be able to do 3 or 4 repetitions. That's okay. Stay there until you get up to 8 repetitions. And then, of course, once a week, try to do as many push-ups as you can. It's a great way to train the strength and stability through the upper body